happen next year? Obviously, we know Errol's been in a situation recently, but
I don't think it'll happen next year. I don't think it'll happen the year after. And it's not because promoters don't want it to happen, because I have grave doubts whether Errol Spence will be back in the ring in the foreseeable future. Unfortunately, as that may be, and I have received some inside intelligence that allows me to say that. So, I mean, let's pass on Errol Spence, because until we see him face to face, until he appears in public, until we can establish that he's ready to go back into the ring, it's unfortunate, but let's not talk about him.
Wow. Those are the words of Bob Arum. And it seems that there is information going around that Errol Spence is hinting not, I repeat, not coming back to the sport of boxing. Now, before people get all bent, I want people to understand something about Rex and near-death experiences. He didn't have to break any bones to understand the shock and the seriousness and the trauma of being in a wreck. I've been in a wreck where I have broken bones and concussions and things like that. He might not have had any broken bones or any of that, but that's not to say he didn't have a concussion or, other cerebral damage from that wreck. He just didn't have any broken bones. Okay. He had lacerations. So, I mean, he was in a wreck, people. And when you're in a wreck, things happen to your mental psyche. So, like I've told people on this channel, everyone asks, oh, well, will Spence fight Crawford? Look, it's not even about that no more. We have to let Errol Spence do what Errol Spence is going to do, because he just got in a wreck, was what, flipped 17 times, or whatever. How many times? He was in a bad wreck, and that messes with your mental. Okay, so he needs to heal. Now, will he come back? I don't know. Because like Bob Arum says, I agree with. You have to see this man come out in public, make statements on his own, and then we will know. Because think about it. Errol Spence is not the guy that he has to tell someone else and someone else has to tell the public. He's been public so far all this year, when he was drinking on that joy juice. So he has no problems, people, talking in public. He makes his statements. He's a grown man. He can make his statements like anyone else and say, hey, I'm coming back or I'm not coming back. You know what I mean? He's made 2 posts since then. 2 people. Okay? Yeah, we've seen some pictures here and there. First post was no broken bones. I'm a savage. Right? First post. Second post, oh, I give up. So, yeah, making posts like the last post that he posted, this doesn't sound like it's too off the beaten path. This sounds like this could be true. And Bob Arum's not the only one saying it. You got Rick Glacier, you have you have other people that are seeing that. The only conflicting news that contradicts this, right, is Mauricio Suleiman. He said he was in direct contact with him. But then again, this is just another person saying what someone else said. Until we see or hear or witness that Errol Spence is coming back to the sport of boxing, we should leave Errol Spence alone right now. And really be thankful that he got out of that thing alive. And when the first news hit that Errol Spence was in a wreck, the first thing I thought to myself is, man, I just hope he's okay. But boxing was far from my mind. It wasn't the thing, man, I hope he doesn't get, I hope he can box again. That's some selfish shit to say, because, yeah, it's something that you want. But, dude, based on what happened to him, you're lucky that you're fortunate that he's alive, that he made it. that he didn't have any broken bones and got out of that the way he did. A lot of people shied on him reacting the certain way that he did with no broken bones. I'm a savage, like bragging on himself, like it was all about him. But, you know, he took that one down. But then later on in the text, he texts, hey, I give up. So you got to question, okay, well, what's that shit about? No, maybe it was the, you know, the trauma again from the wreck that, you know, and the DWI. I know that, you know, that went public. Okay, we know he was charged with a DWI. So if you're charged with a DWI or DUI, that means you were drinking or intoxicated, right? Or whatever, under the influence. DUI, that's what that means, right? So that hopefully that had to deal with, you know, the wreck per se. But again, there may be other problems with Errol Spence that we're not even really talking about, you know, because this guy, you know, if someone's saying, man, I give up after saying, hey, I'm a savage, you know, those are two different extremes right there. You know what I mean? You're boasting on one end, then on the other end, you're talking about, oh, it's over. You know, so we have to see where Errol Spence is mentally to give, you know, a good analysis on what is he planning to do with the rest of his life, let alone his career. If he doesn't come back to the sport of boxing, okay, well, that just means, you know, the wreck is the thing that broke the camel's back. He's not coming back. Okay. You know, it happens. You know what I mean? But don't be surprised if there's nothing else going on. Maybe he's battling with alcohol abuse and stuff like that. Those things happen with people that inherit power. Some people can't handle power like that and money and fame. They can't. It's just not for them. Okay. So if he's quitting like this just proves one of those facts. It's not for him. But that's okay, because not everyone's the same. Not everyone can be Floyd Mayweather. You see what I'm saying? Not everyone can be that guy. And Floyd don't even drink. Floyd doesn't have those temptations and stuff like that. And I don't know if he ever drank, right? It's none of my business, but you haven't heard of him drinking and like that. He doesn't do those type of things. Unfortunately for Errol Spence, he does, and he indulged in that kind of high life and that lifestyle. So, you know, but no, Bob Arum, listening to what he had to say about this ordeal, until Errol Spence can say something publicly for himself, because I know he can, you know, then we'll know something. But let's forget about Crawford for now. Let Crawford worry about Crawford. He's out. Errol Spence is out of the game. Now, what he's going to do with those belts remains to be seen. But anyway, that's my take on it. That's my counterpunch. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe, and you all been counterpunched. Peace.